and welcome to Flourish Flow. I'm your host, Amy Rohrer, yoga teacher and owner of the Yoga Hut in Tillsonburg, here to help you connect and integrate the dots to true wellness on your healthy living journey. If my own wellness journey has taught me anything, is that there is no one-size-fits-all linear approach to flourishing. We all have our own unique path, and we're going to discuss that a little bit here today with our guest. But first, I want to thank Brianne and Kyle. They are our show sponsors. We're here at Breeze Fresh Market in Ostrander, so thank you to them for welcoming us here to host and film our show. And a thank you to our additional show sponsors, Laura from Escape Salon and Spa in Tillsonburg and Jen from Hometown Style in Ingersoll. On today's episode, we are joined by Erin Miller, yoga teacher and owner of a thru studio in Woodstock, Ontario, a space dedicated to healing, transformation, and growth. With over 15 years of experience as a yoga teacher and wellness coach, Erin blends deep mindfulness with physical practice to guide her clients on their wellness journeys. She is also certified in Thai massage and fascial stretch therapy, which we'll talk about today a little bit, helping people unlock mobility and find freedom in both mind and body. So welcome to the show, Erin.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, happy to have you here. And I love getting to talk about yoga, and I'm sure you do too, why you're passionate about it and why you decided to follow that as a career. So tell me a little bit about your journey. There's often usually our own transformation that happens that leads one to pursue sharing that with others.
For sure. I started a while ago.
We don't need to say year. Yeah.
Doing VHS videos. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I was actually a personal trainer at the time. So that is how I started. And your stereotypical story was breaking my body, doing 2-a-days.
Mm-hmm.
So I was using yoga to help me recover a lot faster. And I just loved the practice. Wanted to learn more about it, went to yoga teacher training, never to teach. Isn't that always the story?
Yeah.
And now it's my full-time job.
Yeah, I love that. And tell me a little bit about Arise True, because I don't know exactly when you opened, but that's a newer venture of owning your own studio. So what led to that?
Yeah. I had just been teaching at so many studios for so long and hauling all of the props and the bolsters and the blocks around town with me, and just tiring. So we just decided to open our own space in Woodstock. I think we've been open almost a year now, which is wild. Yeah.
Congratulations. And it's yourself and your husband?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, sure. He helps me teach and do some of the back end stuff.
Okay, so he's a yoga teacher too.
Janitorial duties.
It's all the behind the scenes things.
Yes, all the things we don't think about.
Yeah,
he's a yoga teacher as well, and he's trained in Thai massage as well. Yeah.
Lovely. So Arise True, what is the meaning behind the name?
Yeah, just kind of that find your true north. So we offer everything from restorative practices all the way up to aerial and acro yoga, which is quite a large spectrum of movement practices. So whatever you need when you need it, because we know that it's not a one-size-fits-all type of practice.
So maybe we could chat a little bit about that, because I totally agree. You know, we need different practices for different times in our life. So tell me about some of those practices that you offer, and maybe a little bit about each of them for somebody who is new to yoga or kind of just thinks yoga is one practice.
Yep, we get that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, my doctor told me to come to yoga. And I'm like, cool. Why?
Yeah.
There could be a lot of different reasons that someone might be prescribed to the practice. We have those softer kind of yin stylings of restorative, which is really just laying on the floor with a bunch of bolsters and props, trying to downregulate the nervous system. Yin yoga is similar, but it's a very deep stretch.
You hold the poses longer.
For a lot longer, yeah. So it can be a little bit intense, but it should still never be painful, right? Yoga should never be painful. And our regular practices like Hatha and Vinyasa, which might be a little bit more movement-based, all the way up. Aerial yoga, we're using a hammock as a prop to do the practice, and then acro, we're actually taking the yoga practice and putting it on people, which is super fun.
So what led you to pursue the acro, because that is more unique, I think, to this area?
Yeah.
You want to chat a little bit about what you enjoy about that, or what led you to kind of
I feel that we're taking the practice, what we learn on our mat, and actually putting it into practice of life in a very real-time kind of way. So when we do that practice, we're using a base, a flyer, and a spotter. So you don't have to come with your own partner or your own person, because we're always working together in groups. And it really is helping us to develop communication skills and healthy touch. But it's fun because you sometimes get to go upside down and be really supported in the practice by each other. Yeah.
And does somebody need experience to do that?
No. So we run a fundamentals class, which is really the basics of the practice, which is stacking and how to make things easy.
Yeah. Okay. And for somebody who wants to check out some of your classes, if you want to share like your website, where you're located for your studio.
Yeah, so we're right downtown in Woodstock, Ontario on Dundas Street, and it's just arisetru.com.
Okay, arisetru.com. We will be back with Erin after this short break to talk more about fascial stretch therapy. Stay tuned.
The following program was provided by a valued member of our local community. Rogers TV is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit our website. This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
I'm going to do two.
For you?
One for you,
yeah,
one for me.
Absolutely. Go down.
How much dipping?
Go right in.
Oh my God.
Welcome back to Flourish and Flow. I'm here today with Erin Miller, fellow yoga teacher and also fascial stretch therapist. So that's what we're going to talk about now, is what led you into that, what it is, why would somebody give it a try? And then we're going to actually try it too.
Yeah. So it's an assisted stretch. So we use the massage table. Just with the Thai massage, I was finding down on the floor is not ideal for everyone. It's also a little bit more intensive on my body. I still do it. We do have a method that we do up on the table as well. So the FST, we're trained by Stretch to Win. And why would someone do it? Why wouldn't they do it? It's like having the best yoga practice of your life, but I'm gonna do all of the work.
Okay, nice, nice. I like the sounds of that. And as far as how long it takes or what's entailed, I mean, people are going to see it, but you were talking a little bit before the break, we were chatting of at least an hour, right?
Yeah, I would recommend at least an hour. Definitely if we were using this modality as a warm-up, say a sports team, etc., someone might use it. So we do go a lot faster because we're trying to upregulate the nervous system, getting ready for play. you know, you're looking at 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. But I typically work on the other end of that spectrum of trying to get people to downregulate their nervous systems, to rest and relax and release stress. So at least an hour for
that to happen.
Yeah, and for a full body treatment. If someone's looking for something just specific, sure, we could cut the time a little bit, but
Well, we don't have an hour today, but do your magic in 10 minutes or so. Okay.
good. Are you comfortable there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna check a few things. One is your leg lengths. Yeah.
And maybe for someone who isn't aware of like what fascia is, if you want to maybe talk about that.
Yeah, so everything in your body is wrapped around with fascia. It's kind of like the casing, and it's deeply connected to the nervous system. So we do really want to encourage deep, deep breaths. And nothing in this treatment ever should hurt. So if you're finding anything that's associated with pain, you'll just let me know and we will adjust. But if anyone's feeling kind of tight or restricted in any area of their body, or they're feeling they're really wound up and they really just can't calm themselves down, that might be a good idea to seek out a practitioner and give it a try. And for people maybe like us that do some yoga and have a regular stretching practice or stretching routine, I know for myself personally, I really don't need any more flexibility.
Right.
I've got lots.
Yeah.
But I do need some down regulating.
Yeah.
So I will often trade with some friends.
And your husband does it too, right? Or does
He does Thai massage,
Okay.
which is a little bit different. We're still taking joints through full range of motion, and I can just offer maybe a little different perspective here. So in Thai, we would palm press the sen lines or the meridian. So like some people get acupuncture. This would be more like acupressure.
Right. Oh, I'm a fan already.
Yeah. It doesn't take too long, just a couple of deep breaths. And generally, we're feeling pretty good.
And maybe a nice intro for someone who is, you know, hesitant to try like a group yoga class to kind of experience. I'm just thinking about how that could be nice for someone to kind of experience the feeling of yoga with like the support of you doing it, but also kind of moving through those motions.
And it's nice too because, yes, like we don't want to be forcing anyone into shapes or anything like that. I just try to work with the body, but I can get a little bit of extra leverage. I can maybe hit tissues at a different angle than you might be able to.
Right.
Good. It's okay there when we cross the midline? Yeah. I feel like I don't want to leave you lopsided.
Yeah. I always love that when I'm teaching yoga and stretching, you know, the legs and hips, and I have people like stop and feel one side. And I can always see like around the room there's usually a little more length on one leg than the other before we move to the other side.
I always joke that like, okay, we better do the other side.
Yeah.
I don't want you to walk in a circle the rest of the day.
So what led you to pursue the fascial stretch therapy?
I was already doing body work with the Thai massage, so it just seemed like a natural progression.
A natural fit, yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice to not be always climbing around down on the floor.
Yeah.
So just like with yoga, we would take all of your joints through a full range of motion. Getting a little traction, just creating some space. Big breath for me.
Well, this is a very nice way to start a Monday.
It's so beautiful out here. The weather is perfect. So the whole treatment is really an assessment, right? So as I'm coming across, I can see the range is amazing. It's probably not somewhere that you're generally feeling restricted.
More on this side. I was sharing with Erin before we came into this segment that just my lower back on the left is a little bit more restricted just from sitting too long on a trip.
It'll get you.
Yeah. And lifting a toddler.
Yeah, well, and we all have habits too, right? Like you probably pick up your baby on the same side.
Yeah.
Bump out the same hip.
Yeah, so this modality too can be really helpful for maybe people to recognize like just having that conversation of like, oh, I notice a big difference on this side, and like becoming more aware of our body. And
right, because our bodies are always trying to help us.
Yeah.
So we're constantly laying down collagen fiber. That's why when you get up, it feels stiff. You're like, oh. Gil Hadley calls it the fuzz. Just for the sake of time, we're pretending we've done a whole series, a whole thing. At the end, we always reset your hips.
Okay.
Just so that we're not walking around all loosey-goosey, noodle-like. So I'm gonna have you bend your knees for me, feet on the table, and then legs close together. You got it. I'm gonna have a seat up here with you, if that's okay. We're gonna play a game. On your inhale, open your knees out into my arms.
Okay.
And then exhale, you're gonna relax. Good, let's try to do that twice more. Beautiful. Big breath in. It's okay for your low back. Short, mini. How are you feeling?
Good. I don't want to come up.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Erin. We're gonna chat more. We'll go to commercial so I can get off the table, and we'll chat with Erin after this short break. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
It was nice.
Hi, I'm Dawn Tucker from Align Yoga and Pilates Studio. Join me this fall on Rogers TV for Align Yoga, a chair yoga practice designed for all body types.
Tuesday.
He's going to go crazy as soon as this comes off, eh?
Salthaven is a wildlife rehabilitation and education center. We rely on the public, first of all, so kind-hearted individuals, if they discover an animal in need, to call us. And we take in any animals that have been sick, injured, or orphaned. We rehabilitate them, and our ultimate goal is to release them back into the wild.
Healed, released, free. On Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome back to Flourish and Flow. I'm your host, Amy Rohrer, joined today by yoga teacher Erin Miller. And we were chatting about, opening your own studio and like why you felt passionate about really having this space for people to come together. And I think a big connector there is being able to provide support, or I guess education on like all of what yoga is, not just the physical practice. And I feel like for me, going through my yoga training, like those are actually the tools that were like most life-changing, of like learning more about how to relax, like relaxation and mindfulness, and being able to, quiet my mind. So if you want to chat a little bit about, we can just kind of pick that apart a little bit, about the limbs of yoga and how it is so much more than just the physical practice.
Sure, and I think most people come for the physical practice or the asana practice, which we all start
we all
somewhere.
Need to.
And we need, and it's part of the practice for a reason. It's hard to relax if your body is feeling uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's hard to relax if the mind is really busy, and nobody's quieting their mind. So that's probably a big misconception of I can't do yoga, I can't meditate, I can't quiet my mind. That's kind of, to me, like saying I'm too dirty to take a bath. So we come with the yoga practice, the asana practice, and then we just discover generally that there's just so much more about the whole practice. That's just one very small piece. Yeah,
and the mind and body are so connected, right? So I love, like, I say to people, it's hard to just relax when we first get to a class. So that's why we do start with, just the centering, and then moving our body and connecting to our breath. And then at the end, it's like, oh, it's a little more easier. It's because of all those things are so connected, right?
For sure.
So I don't know if you have any way that you like to explain just that whole mind-body connection, or how you integrate all the limbs together in a class.
Yeah, we're just sneaky about it, we go in with our movement practices, and I think it's really common themes, the yamas and the niyamas, right? I think we all do those things. Do no harm, don't steal, be a good person, equanimity, right? And we kind of want that as the outcome of this balance we're all seeking, I think. And mind-body balance is a very good thing in this world that glorifies busy. It can be quite difficult for most people to come in and relax. So yeah, we get them up, we get them moving. Hey, remember your breath. And by the time it comes down to the end, to sit down and maybe take a few moments for that kind of relaxation or meditation, if that's in the practice, it does become a little bit easier to sit.
Yeah, and you didn't do anything in particular. It's like you're like, oh, I just did the practice, and that is the result of being able to like just be more present, more at ease, and hopefully get like a little bit of a relaxation. So as far as like the different limbs or the different styles, do you have one that you gravitate towards, or one that you enjoy offering the most?
It's hard. I can't pick. It's like you can't pick a favorite child. I love them all for different reasons and different times. So when I'm feeling really kind of run down or stressed out, I'm gonna go to those more softer stylings, or if I've maybe done some heavy workouts or something, or a little too much acro.
Yeah, or an injury. Or,
yes, an
stressful
injury.
time.
Then we want to kind of lean towards those slower styles of yoga, or more introspective, so that we're calming our minds down, we're calming our bodies, our nervous systems down. We're getting through some stress cycles, and when I'm feeling good and I'm ready to rock and roll, then I like those kind of more high flying into aerial, into acro, just because it seems like a really fun group activity, and it's not so serious. There's no rules. You just get to go and play, and we don't do that often enough as adults, I feel.
That's so true. Yeah, play, and I like that the acro can kind of give that opportunity for a more playful practice. Or laughter yoga. There's like all these different things. I've done that a few times, and laughter can be so contagious. But on the other side of, you know, some of the things that maybe hold people back from exploring yoga, I've heard lots of reasons, but I'd love to hear maybe what some of your reasons are, or some of the misconceptions you hear from people who are hesitant to try yoga.
For sure. The most is I'm not flexible. Yeah, I hear it all of the time, but that's a very good reason to do a flexibility practice.
And that you don't need to be like,
you don't need to
touch your toes.
Yeah, I kind of always like to come back to what the intention is. Like, what's the intention of this style of practice? What's the intention of this posture? So that we are really kind of answering those questions for ourselves of, do I actually need more flexibility? Right? Like, not everyone needs to be able to do the full splits.
Yeah.
As long as we can get up and down off our chair or off the floor, play with the kids down on the mat, I think we're doing
do
pretty
the things
good.
that we enjoy.
Yeah, with the least amount of effort possible.
All right, so before we end our interview today, I do want to ask you some fun questions and some more questions for people to get to know you better. So these are kind of lightning round pop questions. So your favorite movie?
The Last Unicorn.
I've never seen that. Is it good?
Oh my god.
Well, obviously it's your favorite. Okay.
The best of all time.
Is it like a family movie or?
Yeah, you could watch it with littles. It
Little
was like 1984. Maybe we don't talk about that.
Okay. All right. I will be searching that one out. Your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh. Complacency.
Okay. Favorite day of the week?
Oh. I don't have I love them all.
Sushi or pizza?
Both.
Why choose, right?
Yeah.
Your favorite place to visit in Oxford County?
I do like going to the dam, the trails by the dam in Piddock there.
Okay.
It's beautiful, especially this time of year. It's so beautiful.
Okay. How do you want people to remember you? It's kind of a morbid question, but
I know.
you know
Yes. What's your legacy?
Yeah.
For kindness.
Kindness. I like that. One more time, how can people get in touch if they want to learn more about what you do or try out a class?
Yeah, we're online. Our website is arisetru.com and on socials at arisetru.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Erin, for coming and sharing a little bit more about your journey and the benefits of yoga. Until next time, you continue to flourish and find your flow. And a big thank you to our show sponsors, Bree and Kyle from Bree's Fresh Market, Laura from Escape Salon and Spa, and Jen from Hometown Style. We'll see you next time.